Hi guys, thanks for joining us. I have Mr. Jagdish Kini, who's been a very successful executive, coach, as well as a business leader. You have seen him in various platforms, various forums. Today I'm at his home in Whitefield, talking about how to release the hostage. And you also mentioned a few instances where you got it wrong as well.
Yeah.
That makes this book very valuable.
I can write another 300 pages on all where I went wrong. There's so much that you've done wrong. And coming to the coaching part of it, I wish I had a coach when I was in industry. Coaching was, I did attend one in Gillette, a course which said coaching for performance. It was a consulting firm.
Oh, okay.
Which picked up this concept and made it into a workshop and
Okay.
and talked about coaching for
Performance.
But honestly, there it was. I don't think they paid enough attention to coaching per se. I mean, when I talk of coaching for me, the essence of coaching is the language. The way you ask the questions,
Right.
how you ask the questions, what questions you ask, the impact that communication has on the other person, how you to understand how your communication lands on the other person. All that is coaching, and I don't think that brought out all that. It was more directed towards coach your people to become better performers. Yeah, I mean, as a concept, very, very, very strong. But the how of it, the science of it, the art of it was missing, which I came to know when I met and I got coached through other companies, and I went through RCS and of course where I met you again as my guru,
Coach for excellence.
C4E, Coach for Excellence. So
Yeah.
I mean that's really where this whole temple came up, and I said through your life, if you can raise these pillars, you are actually raising the roof, which is imagining your full potential. And as you raise your roof, you are trying something new to explore your potential. So, and again, I would say there's another thing which I think is there in the book also. I ask people in my workshops is, have you read your user manual? And, people say, what user manual? I say, no, we are all born with a user manual, but if you haven't read it, I think you should read it. And then there's a little more discussion and doubt and all that. Then I say, no, okay, all of us have a user manual which we have to write ourselves. Ironically, everybody's user manual has the same 4 chapters, which is your beliefs, your potential, your action, and your results.
Right.
So these are the 4 chapters, nothing else changes. But your beliefs are different, your potential is different because you explore your potential, and your actions are different because the way you act upon your decisions is different for each one of us. And therefore the results will be different. And each result will either confirm
Yes.
or ask you to change your belief system.
So I think this book has got a lot of nuggets like this.
Yeah.
And your different take on Wheel of Life, that's also very insightful.
Oh, yes.
Different aspects of life we could use
Yeah.
this. It's a very good template that you have shared. For anyone who is wanting to releasing their hostage, this is a wonderful place to start. There are 13 chapters. Each chapter has got pages for you to make some notes. You play with it. You make marking on this. You start questioning some of these. At the end of each chapter, there are list of resources that you could go further, double click and learn more. So that's how I engaged with this. Your title says break the shackles and be the inspirational CEO.
When I tried to study a few careers, when I say few careers, I'm talking of all the people I worked with and all the companies that I worked in, then my consulting clients. People get this feeling of being stuck, and they tend to give up.
Midlife crisis.
We love to give it such names, some call it the mid-40 blues and, all those sort of things. Even I went through it. But I'm saying that it's normal.
Yeah, true.
You have to just pick up your stuff and say, yeah, that was a bad day. Today is a good day. And start saying, I can still go for the goal that I want. I still remember P.C. Narayan talking when we were graduating from B school. He had said, take care of only one thing. Don't change the goalpost.
Yes.
And I think that statement of his, it's still, I can hear it. PC talking about it and PC saying, do what you want to do, but don't change the goalpost. Because that is what you defined as happiness.
True.
So you will get there eventually, maybe a few years later, but don't change the goalpost. I should have dedicated this book to PC because the journey started with PC's final lecture there.
Yeah, right. And you have one chapter dedicated to be the 2-minute coach.
Actually, this is something I heard from the chairman of Coach A. Coach A is a coaching firm in Japan for whom I am a resource. And I picked up that concept and I said, one way for you to learn and take forward your own insights as a coachee today is become the 2-minute coach to your subordinates. And you will begin to learn more about coaching because you are now coaching somebody else. And 2-minute coach is not about coaching, it's about the language. And very often they ask me, what do you mean by it's just the language? And I say, take an example. Let's say, for example, you are in charge of sales in the organization. And your sales manager or sales director, whoever it is who is reporting to you, is just coming back from a very, very important meeting with a client. And you are aware that he has gone for that meeting. You see him entering, and let's say his name is Ramesh, for example. You say, what's the normal way of us discussing today in today's organization, or at least in the organization that I was in, and some of the organization where I'm coaching. I know they say, oh, hi Ramesh, how was the meeting? Very normal question. And the answer comes, oh boss, the meeting was good. Now, I'm saying, to be the 2-minute coach, change the language. Instead of saying, hi Ramesh, how was the meeting? Say, hi Ramesh, I'm sure you had a great meeting. What are our chances of closing the deal? Now you're making Ramesh think. You're making Ramesh commit. So if he says, boss, the meeting was good, but I think we are there about 80%. Your next question again has to be a coaching question. What do you need for that 20% to be bridged? And from whom do you need this help? Can you make a 1-pager on it and send it to me tomorrow morning, copying all the people that you need the help from? And let's talk about it maybe day after or the day after that and see how we can assist you in making it 100% and you close the deal. Now that's a coaching conversation.
Wow, 2 things happen. One is you show the person that you are with him.
Yeah.
Second, you make him think, and that autonomy is
absolutely.
You
That's
ensured.
bringing that scarf. Carry your
Yes.
scarf with
Yes.
you every time.
Simple yet powerful.
Very powerful. Very powerful.
And many managers think that things are happening because of them,
Yes.
and want to take the credit even if it is not due. Yeah, it takes a lot of equanimity,
Yes,
so called,
yes,
to arrive at a stage where you help the person to discover his own or her own path.
Yeah, some people call it servant leadership, some
Yes.
people call it something else. But I believe be yourself. Be yourself, be in service, be in abundance,
True.
be inspired.
One other concept which I really liked, which you brought out, is unhurried conversations.
Oh, unhurried conversation was something that when I was writing this book, I got introduced to by, I think she's Farah Ismail, I think. I've
Farah
written-
Ismail,
yeah,
yes.
Farah. Now, she spoke of unhurried, and it was so simple. Just by a prop that you hold, you're really telling that person, I haven't finished, Otherwise you hear people saying, oh, let me finish. So everybody's in a hurry to put their 2 bits in. And again, most people are wondering, how do I contribute rather than listening?
Yeah.
Now, this prop is actually, it made me listen at a very deep level. And therefore I talked about it because as a concept, if I explain it to you, people will not understand. But if I ask you to experience it, people will get the essence so beautifully.
The way you have explained in the book, I could relate because just a few days ago I had a conversation with the authors of this book, Conversations Worth Having, and they also have a workshop and many other freely available resources. They talk basic, 98% of our waking life we are in conversation either with ourselves or with somebody.
Yes. 98%.
Yes. So why not make it worthwhile?
Yeah, yeah.
Why have conversations which are not resulting in abundance?
Yes, yes.
Right? The 2-minute coach that you talked about, that's a simple technique
Yes,
to have
yes.
conversation worth having. This unhurried conversation is another example.
Yeah, yeah.
Why am I talking while the other person is talking?
How do we use that coffee time in those
Yes.
conversations which are meaningful,
Absolutely.
you know?
Don't let any of these moments go waste.
Yeah, true, true.
Yeah. Superb. And I would end this conversation with one key insight from my end. You emphasize the importance of daily rituals,
Uh-huh.
and you have given your daily ritual, right? Could you share some examples how this has transformed somebody whom you know, maybe a client or someone you think
You know,
benefited from this?
every coaching session of mine starts with a grounding exercise.
Nice.
I remember another person, very senior person from an IT company. For him, it was a waste of 7 minutes of coaching. When he brought it up later on, I said, because of that, I don't do a coaching session of 60 minutes. My coaching sessions are always 75 to 80 minutes. Because I take that 7, 8, 10 minutes for the grounding exercise. So I give it back to you in the end. But for me, grounding exercise is very, very important. And he began to believe in the grounding exercise after that. Similarly, this person in the US, the grounding exercise plus of wanting to be in the moment. He keeps talking of it in every session about how it is changing his life. And he says, it's made me patient, it's made me a deep listener, it's made me empathetic, it's made me closer to my relationships, it's made me understand any difficult situation in a very simple way. He says, my life is changing because every moment I remind myself to be in the moment, but when I'm in the moment, life is changing. And I asked him to start meditating. And he said, I don't understand enough. I said, okay, don't have to do meditation, but do stuff which will keep you calm and brings down the frequency that you are at. I said, we are part of nature's energy cycle. We are always at a higher frequency than what nature wants us to be. All it requires us to bring down that frequency and come to the frequency that nature wants us to be. Resonate with it. Now for that you have to slow down. It is, my friend, it is when you slow down you go fast. But people don't understand because it's difficult to understand.
Counterintuitive.
Yeah. So to slow down I think Amazon has this as one of their values or whatever it is, slow down to go fast. And I think they have understood it well, because when I was coaching some people from Amazon, they brought it up and said it's part of our, I don't know what they call it, they have a chart where this is also part of it. But yes, it does change. It's changed my own life. Earlier I would tend to feel I understood what the other person wants to say or is going through, or or I was finding it difficult. And I used to always, try to give my 2 bits a little before the time it was required. And I found that just that patience of listening till the end has made such a big difference in the relationship between me and the other person. I also have this me time in the morning, with my cup of tea and the newspaper, and as Anjali says, when that time happens, there's a board here which says, do not disturb. So I never read that board because I don't see a mirror at that time, but she sees that board, I think. And but that me time helps me to be with myself, and the morning rituals helps me to be with nature. These plants I talk to, I come here, I look at them, I feel them. I feel the texture of the leaves. I see the shades of green. You know, all this is soothing as well as tuning myself to nature. This meditation of 10, 15, 20 minutes, being with nature, walking around, morning walk or evening walk, being with yourself, allowing the thoughts to happen.
True.
We need to allow it to happen. We stop and we say, no, I want to think of this, I want to think of that. No, why do you want to channelize your thinking? Let it flow, let it flow. Whatever comes, accept it, acknowledge it, and allow it to happen.
True.
So you'll find that you'll be in the flow. When you're in the flow, life is very productive.
Absolutely.
Very productive. And you achieve so much more here. I have a lot of time on hand, which I now want to give to my family and my grandchildren.
And
stuff
when you
like that.
work, you apply your mind and do deep work at that
Yes,
time.
Yes.
Less distraction.
Yes. When I talk about this to my coaches, and if they've experienced it, they've certainly made a mention of it in the end of the sessions. So it's important for people to experience it.
So find your own ritual, your rhythm will
Yes,
follow,
yes.
and your deep work will
Yes.
be ensured.
Yeah. Yes.
And more of
I would say the
abundance in
mantra
life.
is slow down to go fast.
Yay. Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jagdish, I think I lost track of time.
I
When I
don't-
look around, I see sun is about to set now.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
amazing,
Yeah,
wonderful
yeah.
conversation. This is the second time you're being part of this channel, and I want to have you more often.
Pleasure.
Dip into your well of wisdom.
Thank you
And
so
every
much.
time I meet you, I go back energized. So
Thank you so much.
kudos to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.